I don't understand why is it, how are you going to treat this brain drained one, and how are you going to treat paying teachers an adequate salary without damaging the economy and damaging the public purse?
Yeah. The only thing that's damaging the economy in Jamaica is actually the government. Paying teachers what they're worth will not damage the economy. Paying police officers what they're worth will not damage. The problem we have is that the government is using too much of our money for things that it shouldn't be used for. They're wasting too much of our money and they're consuming too much of our money without giving commensurate value. So let's step back for a second. Once we implement the UIC system of governance, which means now, look what you just did. You have now increased the caliber of your ministers of government. So these are now people who understand what they're doing. They
Right.
understand statistics, they understand demographics, they understand how to plan and how to prioritize, how to manage. So you're talking about skilled people now in your government, very highly skilled. So when we have a cabinet meeting and we're sitting around the table, it's not guesswork anymore. You're not sitting down with in the current situation, the prime minister currently, when he sits down with his cabinet and he has some 18 to 24 people around, most of them are highly incompetent for the job in which they are operating. They do not have the skill sets necessary to plan, organize, and direct the affairs of the country. However, most of them are very good at politics. They've been in it for a while, so they know how to con the people. They know how to lie. They know how to deceive. They know how to deflect. They know how to distract. They know how to divide. So that's what they're good at, and they've been doing that very well. But that's costing us. So the UIC system? Look what the UIC system does. Automatically, we now have good, qualified, competent people in the cabinet, number one. Number two, you now have the senators and the House of Representatives truly representing the people. So when they come to the House, because they have no hope, none of them have any hope of being a minister, none of them have any hope of getting any benefit from their party, none of them have any hope of getting any money from the PSOJ oligarchs. And guess what? They now are zero laser focused on being representatives. Now you're going to see the roads being fixed properly because they have a vested interest in hounding the government and holding them to account for proper roads, proper
Right.
water infrastructure, proper electricity, proper school budget, proper health care. So now you're going to find suddenly we start finding money for the right things and not having money for the wrong things. And that's how teachers get better pay, police officers get better pay, but also we end up getting better teachers and better police officers because now those who shied away from it before because of what they see will now see a difference, and the best will gravitate towards these, and the worst ones will be fired because the system now has become more of a meritocracy where it's by merit that you progress, not because you're there.
Yeah. That's very informative. But this is all good and this is all refreshing to hear. But I would like to know, from my, I'd say, minuscule understanding of politics and parliamentary and elections and stuff like that. But I do understand that you need to, for you to be prime minister, your party has to win majority of seats, right? So I just want to understand: is the office of the prime minister something that you'll be vying for in the near future, or how do we see you materializing all these plans? Because it's all good and to hear, but I want to understand how you're going to materialize. Because as far as I know, maybe I haven't researched enough, but your party hasn't got enough seats to be able to win an election.
Yeah, we don't have
So I want to understand.
we don't have a single seat in the House right now in Parliament. So
No. Sorry, enough candidates per constituency
right.
to be able to win an election.
So
So I want to understand, how do you plan to maximize all that possibility?
there are a number of ways, right? First and foremost, if in the next election, for example, we were to win one seat, and according to the polls, the elections are likely going to be very close, like they've been in the past. So let's say we have 63 MPs in the House, 63. So let's say both of the two colonial parties win 31 seats each, right? Neither of them could form the government if the UIC wins the one seat that holds the balance of power. So now we, as small as we are, we would be very influential, right? Having only one seat. Now suppose we have 5 seats. That's even more influential. Suppose we have 10 seats. that's even
Yeah.
more influential.
Yeah,
So
but
what
I want to understand how are we going to get to that point where where you're gonna actually have a seat,
right,
where we
so,
can see you starting
right.
to have a voice in Parliament.
Right. So the first thing I have to do is to tell you why it is you don't have to have an outright majority to influence outcomes. Even right now, without even having a single seat in the government, we've been influencing outcome.
Right.
Many of their change in policies now to start speaking to the issues that we have raised is because we have raised them and they're trying to beat us now. They're trying to stop us from gaining momentum.
Do you
So
think that that's what it is?
of course. So they've been trying very hard to suppress the UIC. So they've locked us off from mainstream media because remember, the same people who own the two parties also own the media. So they have manipulated the media to work against us. They've also shadow banned us on social media because they have the funds and the people to pay to go and do what they do.
Oh wow.
Right? So they're doing everything. But at the same time, listen to them. You notice they have changed their language over the last few years because the UIC is gaining on them. So we're pushing them to now look at Republic. We're pushing them now to talk about good governance. We're pushing them now to look at alternative energy. And so because even though we haven't won a single seat, we have been pushing them.